Danny Flexent here for Seconds Out. Delighted to be joined once again by top trainer Joe Gallagher. Joe, how are you?
Yeah, not too bad, Danny. You?
Yeah, very good, thanks. You got a busy, I mean, it's always busy for you, isn't it? But you've got a
Yeah.
particularly busy couple of months coming up, starting this Saturday with Callum Johnson, CJ back in action. We've all been waiting a long time for this, probably no more than Callum himself and you. But he's back out this Saturday night on the Frank Warren show. How has he been looking in the gym, and how excited is he to be back out?
If you would have been in the gym yesterday, you would have seen how excited he was. He was just absolutely buzzing. Came in the gym, just telling everybody, Crawler, Quig, everybody, just saying, "Oh, I'm so excited. He can't believe how excited he is and how he feels for it. It's like he's having his professional debut, and the work that we did yesterday and the punch output and his tempo and enthusiasm and his bag work yesterday just made everyone in the gym stop going, wow, he's ready. So, no, we're really looking forward to it. On Saturday night, we go to London Wednesday, and we're really looking forward to it. Glad to have him back.
Yeah, and I mean, he's still got so much to offer, particularly at world level. Is this kind of a rush-shedding fight and then start looking for the really big fights?
I wouldn't say it's a rush-shedding fight at all. I think he hasn't come back in a 6-rounder or an 8-rounder. He's come straight back into a title fight. He's fighting a kid 32-2, has 24 knockouts. I wouldn't think that's a shedding fight. I think it's a dangerous fight. Anyone who can knock anyone out, regardless who they're knocking out, can hit. So for Callum Johnson to be out of the ring 2 and a bit years, to come back in and fight someone with a record like that, full credit to him. It's a case of we've got to come back, fight, beat a good name, good opposition, and get straight in there and try and get that world title fight. Callum Johnson, as you know, he's been in there. He won British, he won Commonwealth 4 or 5 years ago. He challenged Bitabiev, beat Sean Monaghan. And he just wants to get back in there and fight for world titles, and that's it.
Is Joe Smith Jr. on the radar after his win over?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, them two were scheduled to fight 2 years ago. They both fought on the same bill when Joe Smith fought Bivol, and Callum beat Sean Monaghan, and there was talk that the two of them would have fought in the summer. It never happened. They're both aware of each other. They both met each other. They're both in contact with each other, and they both have huge respect for each other. And that's a great fan-friendly fight. That is Joe Smith Jr. and Callum Johnson. And Callum Johnson, he's got a good profile in America. He registered digitally very well over there. Both times he's fought on DAZN. He's known over there, and that is a good fan-friendly fight. To have it, for it to be here or in America, he'll do good numbers.
And then you've got 2 fighters in May on the big pay-per-view show. Natasha Jonas, obviously, against Katie Taylor, a fight that people have been hoping for since their amateur clash. I don't even want to say how many years ago now. 5, 6 years ago. How excited are you about that one? And what does Tasha need to do to improve again on her performance against Terry Harper, which was impressive in itself?
Yeah, well, it was 9 years ago. Friends Reunited, I've named it in the gym, but like you say, 9 years ago. And listen, Natasha, I've said it in other interviews, she's like a red hot prospect. She's on a learning curve. She's improving all the time. She's a good, solid professional now. And we're usually confident if we do our job, we will win. My main concern is that everyone else does their job. The judges do the job, and the commentator team don't say much. Just let the action speak words. That's all that's needed for this fight. I think sometimes now the commentary team, they try to be BBC, they try to be radio commentators when there's no need. They try to explain everything what's going on in the fight when there's no need to. And by doing that, sometimes they're getting caught up in conversations that is irrelevant to the fight, instead of just sitting back and letting the fight happen and comment on the shots that are landed. So we want that to happen, and we want the best judges to happen. And if Natasha Jonas turns up and does what we know she can do and what she's been shown in the gymnasium, we're usually confident of getting this win.
You got Marcus Morrison on there against Chris Eubank Jr. He's obviously desperate to win that fight, but it just seems like there's no downside for him, whatever happens, because it's great exposure. It's against a big name, and people, with all due respect, aren't expecting him to win, except for in your camp, of course.
No, listen, none whatsoever. Listen, Chris Eubank Jr. is very familiar for us. We've had him up here sparring in the past. Marcus has been around in his company before. So yeah, it's what it is. We all know what Chris Eubank Jr. brings to the table. And like he said here, Marcus Morrison has fought at that arena numerous times. He had a good win in Italy as the underdog. No one expected him to win there. So he likes that role. One thing with Marcus Morrison, he can hit. And in this fight, he's got every chance as long as he can be stood there throwing punches. Eubank Jr. has got to come and impress, show the work that he's been doing with Roy Jones Jr. And he'll be looking to go on and fight bigger names, Triple G, whoever. And it's in them type of fights, maybe you might have took your eye off the ball a little bit. But like you said, it's win-win for Marcus Morrison. And he's got to go in there, give it his best shot. But there's one thing he can hit. And if he lands, no matter who he lands clean, they'll go.
And we've got Hosea Burton. The board orders came out last week. He's been put in a final eliminator for the British light heavyweight title. And that title's kind of up in the air anyway because Craig Richards is challenging for a world title. If he wins, he's a big underdog, of course. But if he wins, he will vacate the British title, of course. And there's every chance that could become a vacant British title fight. It's a good route back for Hosea, it seems, after the defeat in the Golden Contract tournament.
Yeah, no, it is. It's a final eliminator, not an eliminator. It's a final eliminator. So, no, it's good. Liam Conroy, we've known for years. Both boys boxed in the Golden Contract. Hosea, obviously, he had to go over to Bolotnik's back garden. And it was unfortunate. It went the distance. But like I say, it's a good fight for him and to get back amongst the mix. The light heavyweight division in this country is beginning to bubble very well domestically on the scene. You said there's Craig Richards, obviously there's Shaq and Peters coming through, there's Dan Aziz coming through. Some good fighters there still do you know what I mean? That they're all coming, they're all got a bubble. And it's got to make for some good, interesting domestic clashes over the next 12, 18 months.
You got Paul Butler in the gym, I think you told me just before we started. What's he kind of working towards at the moment?
He's working towards a fight in June. He's in the gym training, and there should be an announcement soon on Paul's fight. But he's in the gym all year long. Paul is training, and he's been helping us out in camp with sparring with Natasha. And he'll have some fight news for the end of June. Like I say, he's highly ranked in the IBF, highly ranked in the WBO. And it's just a shame we have a fighter like in UA that's got all the belts. So it's just stopping him from progressing. Obviously, he's in a good division. Domestic-wise, Lee McGregor, Cash Farouk, they're coming on really well. Love to see that rematch. I think it's a great fight. The first fight was a great fight. I'd like to see that. And then you've got Dennis McCann coming through as well. So the boxing, it's in a good position in them weight divisions, the lower ones. Cal Yafai, I think I've heard talk about, he may move up, but I'd love to see Yafai Edwards. That's a good fight. That's unfinished business. So that should happen. There's a lot of trash talk there, and I think these days the fights has to have a narrative for anyone to pay attention. And I think Yafai and Edwards has got bad beef between the pair of them.
And obviously we saw Callum Smith give a courageous effort against Canelo. Obviously didn't win the decision, but was injured en route as well. How's he getting on, and how's his arm?
Yeah, Callum, he's just enjoying life at the moment. Callum, he's on the golf range at the moment. He's about golf. I've just let Callum be what he's going to do. Do you understand? I'll leave that down to him. If he wants to box on, great. If he wants to retire, it's up to him. No pressure. It was a tough year last year, a hard year last year. Mentally wise, being dangled a carrot that you might get it in May, and then it didn't happen. Then it might go in September, then December, then it's short notice, then the disappointing. So he just needs a mental break from boxing and just to switch off, enjoy life, enjoy his family, and come back fresh if that's what he intends to do.
And is his arm? Did he have surgery? Is he kind of healed up now? I guess he is.
Yeah. I've not really spoke to him. Dan. So I don't know, but I haven't heard any more. But like I say, it was sore. I don't think he needed any operation on it. It's just a bad tear, from what I understand. So,
and we know. Well, I say we know. I saw an interview. Liam Smith apparently has moved on to a new camp. Just quick comment on that. Wish him all the best, presumably.
Yeah, listen, I've had great 10 great years with Liam Smith. Like I say, he's a world champion for me. We won everything together, British, Commonwealth, travelled the world. And he just fought, at this stage, he was pretty like with Scott Quigg, like with Matthew Macklin. we've always been to America as a team, training over there. They all like to have a training camp over there, and that was something that Liam wanted to do. So we wish him good luck for this fight. I wish him all the best. It's a tough assignment, but I expect Liam Smith to come through it.
And just a couple of quick fight analyses from you before I let you go. I know you're very busy, but this weekend you'll be in the bubble anyway. But Felix Cash and Denzel Bentley going for the British and Commonwealth middleweight titles. How do you see that one panning out?
That's a brilliant fight. That's a great fight. That's one of the best domestic fights that's been made this year up to now. I think it's a great fight. Hugely impressed with Denzel Bentley in his improvement from the Heffron 1 fight to the Heffron 2 fight. You can see the maturity and the confidence in him. He's got long levers, punches hard. And Felix Cash, he's had a good few fights. Jack Cullen, and then he's had another one. He's improving as well. And this is when you love boxing, when you've got two fighters, two prospects, both new champions, both willing to go head to head with each other. It reminds me of a very young Ben versus a very young Michael Watson, willing to put it on in the lines, career on the line very early on. This is this type of fight. I'm surprised there isn't more made out of this fight. This is a brilliant 50-50 fight.
Good stuff. And obviously, big one, May the 8th, Billy Joe Saunders and Canelo. You've had experience in the opposite corner to Canelo a few times now. What does Billy Joe need to do to win that fight?
Bring a shotgun with him.
Yeah. I won't whip
No,
past him.
he's there. No, listen. Billy Joe, as we know, people forget he's a quality fighter, quality Olympian. Some will say his inactivity has damaged him. He's a 2-weight world champion. But when Billy Joe, the pressure's on, he can perform and abroad, as we've seen the move, although it was a few years ago. But he knows now, and we've been in that venue, the AT&T, when Liam Smith fought in there. He's not going to experience anything like it, that ring walk. That ring walk has got to be unbelievable. That noise in that arena has got to be unbelievable. It's how he conducts himself, how he holds his composure, how he holds his nerve. He's got a good trainer in Mark Tibbs, who'd relish that. Very soon, Mark Tibbs would relish that. Let's go and show these now. And I think early on, Billy Joe, with his movement, counter punch, and everything else, it's when Canelo decides to, right, I've had enough of you running around me. I'm going to try and come and get you. A bit like swatting a fly. He's got to come to the newspaper and try and swat Billy Joe. It's whether he can swat him or not remains to be seen.
Great stuff. Well, Joe, I'll let you get on. It's going to be a busy week once again for you, but we've got people in the bubble. Hopefully you'll catch up with them during the week. Very best of luck.
No problem.
And I'll speak to you soon.
Cheers, Danny. Thank you, mate. Sound.
Take care, mate. Speak soon.